The older I get, the easier it is to just walk away. Walk away and protect my peace almost at all costs. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I definitely was not like that when I was younger, but I for sure am like that now. And so is my dog Nugget over here. We're in our purple era today. All the comments made me get more down a rabbit hole and really think about this. Think about what is going on with the relationships with friends and family as we get older. Why is it that most of us, many of us, if we have to, we'll walk away? As we get older, it just hits us to walk away if we need to. Find our peace. It's not difficult anymore. It was when I was younger, but if I have to, no drama, no fighting, no arguing, don't want to have to defend myself. I'll just quietly back off and get back in my place of peace. Why is it? Why is it like this now? Well, I think part of it has to do with when we're younger, we really want to fit in, right? We're wired to fit in. We're kind of like herd animals or something. We want to fit in. We want to fit in at work. We want to fit in with our friend group, families. We want to please people. We don't want to make waves. We want to be seen as normal and fitting in and going along with everybody. Copacetic. I think that's the word. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I think it is. Yeah, we want to be seen that way because it'll make us have a sense of security. Even though paradoxically, I think that urge and trying to be that way gives you a lot of anxiety and insecurity, but that's a whole nother video, people. No, when we're younger, we want to fit in. We care what other people think. It provides us some sort of wacko sense of security. We want to be included, even if it means sacrificing who we really are, what we believe, what we really want to do, think, be. Yeah, we'll sacrifice all of it trying to fit in and get along. We'll not speak up, will not be our real selves. Maybe it's partly we're a little insecure, don't have the confidence. Maybe we don't even truly know who we are, but we sure as heck do now. And we're not having any of the nonsense anymore. Like I said, it's not an anger, it's not a fighting. Don't want to have to justify who I am to anybody at this point. If I sense the drama and craziness, the not accepting, people really questioning who I am, it's okay. I'm going to keep walking. And you know what? It's all right if they keep walking away from me too. I've got to be who I am. They need to be who they are. And everybody has to protect their peace. When you're younger, life feels endless. You think you have all the time in the world. It's a little bit of a delusion, even when you're younger, because we all know life can do some pretty nasty things, and any of us at any age can be out of here in an instant. I hope that's not the case, but it is. It can happen. And you don't fully realize that till you're older. But I think what happened for me, maybe when I hit 60, it wasn't at 50. For a lot of people, it's around 50. But for me, it was more 60. I just had this real awareness, it really hit me. And maybe I just was in a place to accept it. Of course, I always knew it, but I've lived way more summers than I have left. That's the reality. And I don't want to sacrifice who I am for anybody. I don't want to have to shrink my real self down. I don't want to have to try to please people. I don't want to have to consistently not speak up in order to keep the peace. I don't want to do that anymore. At 60 years old, I've earned the right to be who I am. And if that means gently walking away from people that can't handle that or don't like it or aren't comfortable or whatever, I'm willing to do that. I am willing to sacrifice some of the, if you call them friendships, relationships, family, whatever it is. And I'm not talking like any little word that's off or something. I'm out of here. No, you know what I mean. The real vibes of when People just don't accept you for who you are. Part of what happens too, I think, us humans, hopefully, we continue to grow and evolve. The people we were when we were younger, maybe some of the bad stuff we did, beliefs we had, you name it. We continue to grow and evolve as we get older, and that's awesome. And I hope everybody continues to do that till the day they leave the planet. But what happens, I think, is people that you've known a long time, some of them, not always. Listen, guys, I have some longtime friends, decades, okay? But in a lot of other cases, people don't really accept you for who you are today. They don't allow you to grow and flourish, and they don't accept the changes of where you're at now. And maybe some of those little frenemies out there like to bring up the past and remind things from the past. And you're like so far past that, and remembering and holding on to some of that stuff is not going to do you any favors. So the only way to get away from some of it is to not have those relationships. And it doesn't mean walking away with drama, fights, any kind of fanfare. It's just a gentle pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. That's it. You keep your peace, protect your mind. I think the most important thing in the world to me at this point is feeling content. Contentment is priceless. And we start to realize that as we get older, and we're not willing to sacrifice it for anybody or anything, nor should we. It'll take a toll on your physical health if you do that too often. Can anybody else out here relate to what I'm talking about? Do you kind of feel this and do this? I get it, you know? Let me know down in the comments so I'm not feeling so alone with this stuff out here. Another thing, this is going to be kind of like really truthful, I guess, but if we think about it, some of the long time relationships that we've had, if we really think about it, when we have that uneasy feeling sometimes around those people and it just isn't what it used to be and everything, what happens, I think, we grow, we change, and so do they. And maybe if we're truly, truly honest with ourselves, we don't like the person that we are when we're around them. And maybe we don't really like them anymore. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not about them. It's not that they're bad people or something's wrong with them. It's not about that. So I don't know what other words to use besides saying we don't like them anymore, but I don't mean it in a harsh, horrible, judgmental, even criticizing way. I guess what I mean is more we don't fit in with that community or vibe anymore. And the same thing can happen. Maybe they feel that way about us. They kind of don't relate to us as much anymore. And I'll say maybe they don't like us anymore. And that's okay. I think both sides have to be comfortable when that's the case in backing off. We owe it to our friends to back off. Don't be fake with them. Don't, act like you like them and want to hang out with them when maybe you really don't. I think it's respectful to quietly back off. And that might be the best thing to do for everybody's peace and well being. I feel like it's a more evolved or true way to be, maybe even kinder way to be. Stop the facades, you know? So, yeah, as we get older, no doubt we get more comfortable, confident. We know who we are. At least I think so. I'm not perfect over here, but some things changed. And we get more comfortable with backing off quietly and walking away to protect that peace. There is nothing more important than our own peace and contentment. Peace is wealth at this stage of life here in the second half, and I'll protect it like gold at all costs. What do you guys think? Can you relate to any of this that I'm talking about? I think some of this maybe is at the core of those relationships and friendships changing. I'm not sure. I'm out here trying to figure it out. Let me know. I appreciate all of you so much, and cannot believe this channel's over 50,000. Let's keep rocking it, guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love from Nugget and myself.